Koholo Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with another quick one. It's a little encouragement. Just as I get on myself on things, I preach to myself before. As I am putting these videos out, with the bad, I also want to do it with the good. So um, maybe offer some encouragement for those of us who are, maybe struggling. It happens, right? We are in this sinful and corruptible flesh, but it's imperative. It is important that you keep fighting. Okay, um, especially if you have this understanding, and I'm specifically talking to brothers at this point. If you have this understanding, whether it's a great amount or not, if you have any amount of understanding, if you have any amount of faith, if you have any ability to teach, these are gifts, and you want to make sure you use these gifts to the best of your ability. Continue to be set apart, stand out. You're good, and it's inevitable, um, because you change. Matter of fact, hold on. That's what we need. But I needed it in Google because I know the blue letter ain't gonna help me out. So let's Proverbs 23 and 7. I'll just get it here, right? So you change your mindset, right? That the Paul preaches about putting off the old man and putting on the new in Yahweh Shai. Right? We follow in his footsteps. He's like an adapter, so to speak. We fall short, but he fulfilled everything he needed to fulfill, and we walk in his steps. We fit in that puzzle piece. As we are, our puzzle piece is too small to fit into the big picture. But when you put on Yahweh Shai, there's a little adapter there, and it fills you out, and you fit the big picture, right? You fit into the body. So this is Psalms, Proverbs 23 and 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Actually, let me go to it. Let's go to the chapter. 23 and 7, Proverbs. We may need to read up a little bit. Okay, see, on life and conduct. So why don't we just there we go. We'll start at 4. Okay, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle towards heaven. Right? We want to be chasing knowledge, understanding. We want to be chasing, most of all, mercy from the Lord. Okay, because Amos 5 tells us the day of the Lord shall be darkness and not light, and the premise of this is right here. This is where we're going to be. Here's the bulk is on the approaching day that we see, and it's not just a single day. It's a not a dispensation. I should say a period of time. Who knows how long it will actually be? But understand, everybody's going to be looking for answers. Everybody's going to be asking, how do you say his name? You who what? People don't want anything now. It's all fun and games now. Okay, but those of us who are sincere understand that we build up that spirit man. We build up that good relationship with Yahweh Bashmi Shai, first fearing his name, understanding that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And the more you read, the more you learn, the more you apply these scriptures to your life, and you grow, you change, and you become a light, or you trade that light that is darkness for an actual real light on the right hand side. Okay, Luciferian on the right hand side. Where do we leave off? 5, 6, sorry. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Right? So don't worry. about the folks that are winning right now, and don't try to sit at the table with them that are winning right now in this world, according to, vanity, vainglory, and things that will be washed away, or should I say, burned away to ashes in the very near future. Okay, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shall thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words. Okay, so really what I want is what a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And I don't, let's see. Yeah, that's really what we wanted. So let's change it. Let's get it in a different okay, they are always thinking about how much it costs, eat and drink. That they say they do not, but they do not mean it. Okay, no, that's not exactly what we're looking for. Um, Let me word it differently. I guess it is. But the point is, oh, here we go. What is this? Romans 1 and 18. All right. Let's see. For the wrath of God from heaven against all ungodliness. Because that which may be known is manifest in them, for Yahweh hath showed it unto them. For the invisible thing of him that creation, from the creation of the world, are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that there are not excuse. Okay, let's see. But I mean, you can also liken this to, how our people are now, right? Let's see. Neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened. All right, but on the opposite end, we're going to shine bright as ever, and I say that we humbly. So let's go. Let's get Romans 1 and 18. Let's just go there, and I'll eventually get to the main scripture. uh, I'll eventually get there. Let's get us a little context going, right? Unbelief and its consequences. We want to be on the opposite end, right? We want the rewards of belief and faith and leaning on Yahweh Shai. Let's pull. I want to read this in the NLT. All right. But Yahweh shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. All right. And we want to shine as a light. Eventually, you want to move with, wisdom out here in these streets. But eventually, the Spirit will hit you when you need to speak up on something, and you do it. Don't hold that. When the Spirit hits you to let your light shine, then you let it shine. All right. They know the truth about Yahweh because He has made it obvious to them. Forever since the world was created, people have seen earth and sky. Though everything Yahweh made, they can clearly see His invisible qualities, and that's a beautiful thing, especially those of us who are in the know. Everything is in order, right? The clouds, the blue sky, the mountains, if you're in a mountainous area, the birth of animals, everything is in order. Like when cow things with hooves and horses are born. Their hooves aren't hard right away. They have this little, I don't even know what it's called, but it's to protect the mother's stomach while the baby's in the womb, and then a couple days later that hardens into a hoof. And everything is just a perfect order. And you also get a little pissed off because you know how things should be, and you see how this devil, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and you see how he mismanages this earth. You see how he has no respect unto it, no respect for anything, anyone's humanity but his own. It's just a based animal, a based creature. And eventually you start to ask and wonder, how long, O Lord? And that's a good thing. That is a great thing. The fashion of this world will soon pass away, right? Okay, so let's continue. Romans 1 and 21. Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God. And I'm just going to read it verbatim. Or even give him thanks. And they began to think up foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused, right? You know how he's all love all the time, or why would God kill the baby? Why would God do this? You know, they in more specific terms, you know, to our people, they lean upon Catholicism, these fables, these cunningly devised fables, and they lean upon Christianity for the understanding of the Bible, right? Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools. And instead of worshiping the glorious, ever living God, they worship idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles, right? And if we want to liken this unto specifically to our people's situation, their God is their belly, chase the bag, or they pray to ancestors, basically all manner of idolatry and wickedness. Okay, so with that being said, getting back to the point at hand, we're talking about letting your light shine. And I've read this scripture before, and I said I was going to go into it. It just took me a little longer uh, than I would have liked. So let's just read Isaiah 13 and 6. The point is in 12, but let's get all this. Let's get it all. All right. Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, and they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And I understand everybody's gonna think it's fun and games until that the famine kicks in, the plagues kick in, the civil unrest. How Britain is right now, up that by 144%. All these things are gonna come upon this place, leading up into the great destruction. Okay, and people are happy and in these partying spirits, right? But those of us who are in the know, those of us who um, are smart, because the Lord blessed us with that gift of intelligence and to understand, um, the wise are in the house of sorrow. You know what? Let me pull that up before I forget. Something like that. Yes, that's what we need. So matter of fact, you know what? Let's just read it. Let me finish. Let me actually finish this here, and then we'll go to that. 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay, and if you look into Ophir, it mentions it a couple times. Solomon also, sent his naval ships uh, to get some of that gold in the assisting and building of the temple, if I'm not mistaken. So let's look up Ophir and see what we get. Just so I'm uh, not speaking wrong. I want to make sure. Let's see. Okay, so Hiram sent this is Second Chronicles 8 and 18. And I'm just getting this to make sure that I'm speaking correctly. So, to take a quick pause in what we're talking about as far as being set apart and letting your light shine, especially, in the dark days to come. All right. And Huram sent him by the hand of his servants' ships, and his servants that had knowledge of the sea, and they went and with the servants of Solomon to Ophir and took thence 450 talents of gold and brought them to King Solomon. Okay, so yeah, let me just make sure. And it may okay. The cities in Haram restored. Solomon built them. Okay, so he got a gold of Ophir to build in the cities. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not the temple. So Salakia, not the temple, but he did use the gold of Ophir, all right, to beautify the cities and the things and the many different accomplishments that he built. Okay. So I stand corrected, Salakia, on that. Not the temple. Okay. Let's get back to where we were. And okay, so here we are. More precious. Yakara. Oh man, your car. Okay. What we got? To esteem, to be prized, to be valuable, precious, costly, appraised. And things that are precious are far few in between, right? Highly valued, esteemed. Right? We're esteemed by first the Lord, and secondly those in the dark days, while we will be, and I say we humbly, while we will shine as a light. And it's imperative that you push and you continue to grow and you continue to read and you continue to be as edifying as you possibly can, and put on Yahushua, walk as Yahushua walked. And I cannot stress this enough. The knowledge that you gain from these scriptures, okay, because you were given the Holy Spirit to understand. Use that knowledge that you gained and apply it to your life. Build up wisdom. Build up a proper understanding of what the Lord likes and dislikes. Okay, we as a nation are the Most High's husband, and a pleasing wife gets a little bit more, or should I say, a lot of bit more mercy than a rebellious, cantankerous, proud whore of a wife. Okay. All right. That's what I needed. Amos 5, because we're talking about the dark days of the Lord. Seek me that you may live. All right, and that's a beautiful thing. That's what we're talking about. Is it 5? I mean, we still need this. Let's see. Hear ye this word which I take against you, even a lamentation, O house of Israel. The virgin of Israel is fallen. She shall no more rise. She is forsaken upon her land. Okay. All right. For thus saith Yahweh. This is Amos 5 and 4. Seeking the Lord, right? For thus saith Yahweh unto the house of Israel, seek ye me, and ye shall live. And we want to think about that in the times to come. Things may be kind of cool now, right? But those of us who were given the understanding, I'm going to keep harping on that. The fool's heart is in the house of mirth. But, those of us given that wisdom, we understand it is a time of mourning. Things are going to get very, very bad and unsettling, and a scary time, but it's also a time of miracles and of exercising the faith that we have been building. Okay, there's a test coming. You have the answers, but the test is coming. It's an open book test, but it's still not going to be easy. So we ought to pray for the Spirit to overcome and continue to be a light as this world darkens. Don't get dark with this world, because it's going to pass away and you don't want to partake in the judgments of it. Okay, and I'm just gonna skip a little bit and get a couple of precepts that just line up with what we're saying. Oh, so it is. It's 5 and 18. Okay, and then that'll be the video. But the idea is that you put on Yahweh Shai, right? And the more you change that inner man, people will see. You don't even have to speak a word. Even as you walk up and down the street right now, people see. They understand there's something different about you. Maintain that. Maintain that sincerity. Maintain your integrity. You know, pleasing Yahweh Shai, pleasing Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. You want to maintain and walk upright according to the scriptures, even when no one's looking, because the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Everything you do is being recorded. All right, let's see. And for I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins, they afflict the just. Take a bribe, turn aside the poor, right? Because that's what our people were doing. And that's what we did. That is a part of the legacy, to just go completely left, go completely off. Okay, so here we go. Amos 5 and 15. I just want to grab what pertains. And this is what you need to do, all right, to continue to let your light shine on the right hand side. All right, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yahweh, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. All right, that is what we're looking for. Those mercies of David. There's always a remnant. Okay, from Noah on down to when uh, Elijah was prophesying, and he said, "I know I'm the only one," and the Lord's like, "Chill out. I always got a remnant. There's always a remnant, and we're praying that we're of that number." Okay, hate the evil, love the good. How do you know what's what? Clearly, the laws, statutes, and commandments are your barometer of what of what good and evil are, right? What true love is, and what the love of this world is, which is actually hate and destruction and leading you down a path of failure. Amos 5 and 17. Okay, so, I'm sorry, 18. This is what we needed right here. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Is the day of the Lord the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Right. So, let me continue. 5 and 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it. Right. And that's the lack of understanding, great lamentation, woe, all these things that are coming. So anybody telling you that there isn't, that things are going to be okay, all right, or that are trying to howl for Babylon, and give her balm for her pain, there's no light in them. They're trying to resuscitate, and there is like I said before, there is a DNR order from on high. This place is cooked. It's finished. And as the darker this place gets, the light that is going out, make sure your light shines. And when I say make sure your light shines, I mean we walk in the footsteps of Yahweh Shai. He's made a perfect example of what we should do, walking in wisdom, Yaquab, or being Jacob, our ancestor, uh, being slick and getting out of certain situations that we need to get out of, or the best way to avoid a situation is to, or I'm sorry, the best way to solve a situation is to not get in one at all. Right? These scriptures tell you how to avoid things that need to be avoided. I'm avoiding people that need to be avoided, people and situations alike. Okay, and again, these laws, they are rules for your life, and you live them, you breathe them, and you walk in it when no one's looking. So that way, the Lord will see your sincerity. The Lord will see your integrity. So when you pray, you will be heard. You will be kept. So you can fall in line with the scripture that says, though thou be hungry, my servants shall eat. You will be thirsty, but my servants will drink. So hell and turmoil are on the way. Darkness is on the way. Lack of understanding. People are searching for answers. But prayerfully, you that are listening, and those who are also preaching and teaching, myself included, I pray that we are of that number, that we are of that fine gold of Ophir, that we are set apart and precious, and most importantly, that we make it through the trying, because to be gold, you're going to be tried in the fire. Prayerfully, the Lord gives us the strength. We are of that number, that we come out of that fire sparkling, right? Impurities removed. So when I say impurities, meaning undesirable traits, behaviors, habits that need to be kicked, all of that. So, I know I was a bit all over the place, but I pray that you were edified. I pray that you were able to keep up, and I was just rolling in the spirit. I pray that you were able to keep up. I pray that this was something that you can take and internalize and do better. All of us do better, right? Shalom.